Hello, welcome back. And today I'm actually doing a full series book review. Something that I never ever thought that I would be excited about doing. As I've already said how many times that
I don't like romances.
I don't like fantasy where it's just all about the romance, and it's just, for me, I'm just
not that kind of girl.
I don't know, maybe it's because I have a black heart. I read TikTok did make me buy it, but I was very skeptical because I've been played by TikTok before and I thought this isn't going to be my thing. But you know, I want to be part of the girls. I have FOMO like everybody else. I thought I would pick up Powerless by Lauren Roberts. When I tell you I was so surprised by this, I will have my criticisms, which I will say in a minute, but the actual storyline, ignoring the romance part, I understand it's fundamental for character building. Whether there was romance or not, there was a really good story with the elites. There being a plague, and then, because usually it's the other way around, if someone's been infected, they want to get rid and banish, but actually this plague made the elites and made people stronger, and then they were banishing the ordinaries. And I liked that premise, and I liked how they trained Hayden to come across as an elite when she was actually an ordinary. I read this and I was reading it at first. The first 60%, it was mid, didn't hate it, didn't love it, and then at the end, I really enjoyed the ending. I was
mortified.
If you've not read it, you won't know, but those that have read it, they knew how much they were torn apart at the end. That was very heartbreaking, which therefore leads me on to Powerful, because the moment I read this, I was like, I've got to read them all. This was really good because you read this. If you hadn't read this, then this next book, which was a little novella, wouldn't really have made sense. Powerful book is in the eyes of Adina, which was Payden's best friend. And if you obviously know what happens to Payden and Adina in this one, it completely breaks your heart in the next one because you know everything that's going to happen. I rated Powerless 4.5 stars. I rated Powerful 4.25 stars. Now, I've heard a lot of people shit on Reckless, and you know what? It was okay. I understand there wasn't much plot to it, but what I found, what that did, I think that one should have been more of the novella, where it was basically just the character building between Payden and Kai, the banter between each other, the tension and stuff like that. There wasn't really much of a plot. It could have been wrapped up very, very shortly, and I think it should have been a novella. Not that I think it was a bad, but it just kind of didn't go anywhere. The one thing that annoyed me is that they made that effort, and you know, he brought her back to the king. All the time they were falling more in love, and they could have just fucked off, right? But then he was like, oh, it's my line of duty and I've got to do it for my brother and bring you back, and
Blah, blah, blah.
literally gets back and goes, nah, fuck that. I'm not actually going to take you back. And then tells her to go as far away as she possibly could. Well, she was already far away. She was in the bleeding desert at one point. Just like, all that for what? What was the reason? What was the reason? When you wanted to fuck her off anyway at the end, was your ego not settled enough where you had to take her all the way back?
For what? For your own satisfaction, for your own gratification.
So that really irritated me.
But
The ending of it was like a proper cliffhanger.
I was not expecting much.
When it comes to last book, Fearless, that was my favourite. Didn't think it would